Hey dear friends, this week we learn and we read Parshat Shemot, the new book, the book of Exodus, which seems very apropos being that half of the North Shore has packed out and literally done an exodus to Florida. So for all of you near and far, I'm wishing you a Shabbat Shalom. And I want to tell you, this week's Torah portion is full of power. There are 4 women in this week's Torah portion that teach us the same lesson again and again and again. And that is, do what is right, not what is easy, not what is popular. Do what is right. Stand in your integrity. Stand with God. And the examples we find are Shifra and Puah, which, as some sources say, is Yocheved and Miriam, 2 different names for them. But these were the midwives that Paro told, at a punishment by death, you need to kill all the Jewish baby boys. And they did not listen to Paro's words. They only feared Hashem. And when Paro said, well, why are there still boys? I told the midwives that they need to kill all the Jewish boys. And they came to Shifra and Puah. They had excuses. They were not nervous. They said, the Jewish women are so strong and so lively. Ki hayat heina. They are so full of life that by the time we come to the births, they have already delivered. And they just did not take Paro's orders as serious. They walked with God. Another woman in this week's Torah portion, one of my favorites, my oldest daughter, is named Miriam. From Miriam Hanaviyah, the prophetess Miriam, who at a very young age had to find the courage to stand up against her father, who was the leader of the Jewish people. And she said, Dad, your decree is worse than Paro's decree. Talk about chutzpah, okay? She said, your decree, because he separated from his wife and the whole Jewish nation followed suit. They were not going to have any more children. Everyone divorced because they were not going to bring children into such a dark time where all the baby boys were being killed. And she said, but Dad, we're going to have a redemption. God promised us that we will be redeemed from this exile. And because of what you're doing, not only will we not have baby boys, we won't have baby girls to raise and to exit this exile. And he says, you are right. And he listens to her. And she is such a pillar of this week's Torah portion and such a pillar for all of us to follow, of faith, of walking with God and knowing in your soul what is right, even if it's the hard thing to do. And then we have one more example. Batya, the daughter of Paro, who was down at the Nile River. And our sages tell us she was immersing. She was doing her mikvah dunk because she was converting to Judaism. She believed very deeply in her soul that there was one God, even though she was the daughter of Paro, growing up in a house of immorality. Paro was the Hitler of his generation. He was a terrible, terrible, despicable person, wanting to kill and enslave the Jewish people. And Bat Paro, Batya, the daughter of God, she goes against her father. Could you imagine that she raises Moses in the house of her father, the tyrant, the ruler of Egypt, right under his nose? She does what she needs to do. Ladies, friends, men, whoever is listening, there are so many times in our life that we have these decisions in front of us, and it's hard to do the right thing. It is so hard because sometimes it's not popular, it's not trendy, it doesn't look good. It doesn't matter. Do what is right. Stand in your integrity. Lean on these powerhouse Jewish men and women that have come before us, that have paved the way for us to do also what is right. Wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom. Looking forward to learning with whoever comes tomorrow. If you're not in Florida, come learn with us here at the L'Chaim Center. We will be masked. We have our HEPA filters in every corner. It is safer in here than in any restaurant. And we are moving forward through this very, very interesting time with smiles and with faith that it's going to be okay. Shabbat Shalom.